Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool things to go over. We have some insane rumors to go over for the Generation 5 remakes that are potentially happening next year, and also some things about Generation 10. There's a lot of things to break down and get into today, so if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment, what are your thoughts on a potential Generation 5 game next year? Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, as I've just said, take this with a massive grain of salt. The post comes from this person, Ryu, who I don't know what their track record is like. I think they've got maybe a couple of things right in the past. I'm not sure if they've got things wrong. But this whole Twitter thread is literally just about like different things completely. Like Pokemon is in this. There's stuff about the Nintendo Switch 2. There's stuff about the Legend of Zelda DLC that's apparently happening as well. Even though I think they said they're not going to do it, but apparently they are going to do it. There's things about Disney, Marvel, like Apple, iPad. There's literally stuff about everything in this thread. I'm only going to concentrate on the Pokemon one today. But yeah, there is very, very interesting things about multiple different kind of like franchises and software and stuff in this thread. So as I say, take it with a massive grain of salt, but there is information in here about next year's Pokemon game and then also Generation 10 as well. So they start the tweet off by saying the next Pokemon work will be a single remake version of the 5th generation. So it's not going to be Black and White remakes and Black and White 2 remakes. It's going to be one single remake version. Again, this isn't confirmed. I'm not saying this is definitely happening next year. This is just what this person is saying. And that single remake is going to be Black 2 and White 2. And future remake versions will be classified as the Legends series. So I'm trying to kind of like decipher what this is trying to say here. So it looks like next year we'd be getting a remake of Black and White 2, and then future remake versions will be classified as the Legends series. So I don't know if that means future remakes for like Kalos and Alola will be like Legends series, or it just means that like if we ever go back to Generation 5, it will be in the form of a Legends series. So I'm not really too sure how to kind of interpret that. You'll have to let me know what your guys' thoughts on that are. But yeah, I mean, one single remake of Black and White 2 next year seems, for me, it seems unlikely, because it'd be weird to remake Black and White 2 and not Black and White, because Black and White like started it all. If anything, if you're going to remake one of them, it would be Black and White, just simply because that was the start of Unova, and then Black and White 2 was obviously set a few years in the future. So yeah, I'm still kind of on the fence about it. I still think we're either going to get a Black and White 3 game or a Paradox Unova, or if we are going to get any kind of remake, then it will be the first Black and White games. But either way, this person is saying that we're going to get Black and White 2 remakes. So that's all the Gen 5 stuff. We have other Gen 5 stuff to go over as well, like some theories and stuff like that. But this is also just like the rumor section of the video. So yeah, that's the Black and White stuff. And then the 10th generation main works are not currently in development and are planned to be released in 2025. If this is true, this scares me, because what they're saying here is that the Gen 10 is not currently in the works, or it's in development, but basically it's planned to be releasing in 2025. So how could they have not started development on Generation 10, but it's releasing in 2025? You know, next year is 2024, and we're nearly in 2024. And from my knowledge, Game Freak work on Pokemon games like years in advance. So if they haven't even started on Generation 10 yet, it's going to be terrible, because they're only going to have like a year to develop it. How are they going to only spend a year to develop Gen 10? Makes absolutely no sense. They do go on to say, but only a large foundation is laid. So I'm guessing that means that they've got like an idea of it. They just haven't like started developing it. The open world format will be maintained during design. I personally don't think they'll ever go back from open world. I think the only games that we don't have open world now are going to be the remakes and like maybe like Legends games and Let's Go games if we ever have those. But I think like every new generation will just be open world now, which, I mean, it's weird. Like as somebody that's played every single Pokemon game, I've grown up with every single Pokemon game, seeing the development of the Pokemon games, it'd be weird not to go back to like a linear game, but at the same time you wouldn't be losing it, because we'd be getting it with like remakes and stuff like that. But open world, like, I thought was a really good idea for Gen 9. Obviously the only downside was like all the bugs and stuff, but on a new console you'd like to think that it'd be performing like a lot better. The reason why the 10th generation main work will be released in 2025 is related to the normal release interval and the development of the next Switch console. So from here, they're saying that the Generation 10 game will be released as the first, I'm assuming, Pokemon game or like main series Pokemon game for the next console. So even if the Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever you want to call it comes out next year, which it's likely to be, we would not be getting a Pokemon game for that. So that means that the Generation 5 remake, according to this person, would be coming out on the Nintendo Switch, and then Generation 10 would be coming out on the Nintendo Switch 2. Then go on to say the expected motive of the Generation 10 region is the African region. So apparently it's going to be based in Africa as well, which I think would be a really cool region. Like, my favorite would probably be like Australia. I think it's going to be a European country like Italy or Germany or something like that, but I would like it to be Australia. But Africa would still be a really good region as well. Yeah, I think they could make like a really cool like storyline, really cool Pokemon and stuff for that. But like I say, take it with a massive grain of salt. I'm not here saying this is definitely happening. I don't think this is happening. It doesn't sound right at all. I can't see how they wouldn't start development on Gen 10 if it's coming out in 2025 already. In my personal opinion, they've been working on Gen 10 for a little bit now at least. Especially, I don't think Gen 10's coming out till 2026 as well. 30th year anniversary or whatever. I think it'll be maybe announced in 2025, but coming out in 2026 or something like that. I think next year will be Unova. The year after that, I think we'll get Let's Go Johto or Let's Go 2 as the first game for the next Nintendo Switch. Because the original Nintendo Switch, the first Pokemon game on that, like the main series, was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So they might just stick to that, which obviously sold well. And then for the next Nintendo console, they might do Let's Go Johto or Let's Go 2 or whatever. And then in 2026, do Gen 10. And that's what I think they're going to do, with obviously like spin-offs and maybe whatever in between. But that's just kind of like my thoughts and feelings on that. But yeah, I don't think this is true. But either way, take it with a massive grain of salt. We also have Miraidon here talking about Generation 5 stuff as well. Funny enough, that Scarlet and Violet was hinting all along a Generation 5 remake. Thanks to this person here for finding it. So basically, as you can see, we do have the Pokestar Studios on the actual shirt of one of the NPCs in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And we have Light talking about this a little bit more as well, saying after the confirmation that Blueberry Academy is in Unova, in Paldea, there are citizens or people that have visited Unova. As you may know, there are trainers with the Pokestar Studio t-shirt. So obviously, he's talking about this one here, and you can see the logo of the Pokestar Studio is in fact on this person's shirt. So if the vest is from Unova, can we confirm the first 5 Pokemon that will return in the new games of Unova, which is obviously Dragonite, Kangaskhan, Gyarados, Rhydon, and Nidoking. So that's the Pokemon that's on this person's jacket. I don't necessarily think that confirms Pokemon that would be back in the Generation 5 remake, but at the same time, if it is a remake, we will have all these Pokemon anyway, because it'll be up to Gen 5. If it's like a futuristic version, like a Paradox Unova or a Black and White 3, that's when maybe not every single Pokemon like from the prior generations will be in it. But yeah, I mean, if there is a remake, then all these will be in it anyway, because they're all like Gen 1 Pokemon. So yeah, either way, quite a cool little like Easter egg hint there about Pokestar Studios in reference to that t-shirt. And then finishing things off, we also have a theory here by Miraidon talking about the Chinese Riddler. We spoke about it in a recent video going over all this stuff, but this is just a theory here. This isn't like a rumor or confirmed. This is just a theory based on what this person is saying. So the Chinese Riddler has leaked information. This is a theory based on that. So while the Uncle Chinese is back again, so far the meaning of this leak is the following. That's just one of them. It doesn't mean both are like this. Also with a hidden message that said authentic black and harmonious white. So I don't think we spoke about that in the video when I went over this, but that could potentially be the names of the remakes, authentic black and harmonious white. Now, to understand this message, you must be familiarized with the event about Getsis, N, and the player in Black and White 2, and the 3 dragons. Reshiram following the hero of Truth, and Zekrom following the hero of Ideals, and last but not least, Kyurem. Due to an old legend, it may be assumed that Kyurem may be hostile towards Pokemon and humans due to the fact it supposedly ate them if they were found outside at night. It is said to be an extraterrestrial Pokemon according to folklore. Now remember that N was manipulated by Getsis to free the Pokemon from the humans, and you as a player was encouraged to find the truth about it. Now according to legend, the twin brothers, they once shared a powerful dragon, but could not decide whether to pursue truth or ideals, making the dragon split into 2 parts, with Reshiram following the hero of truth and Zekrom following the hero of ideals. Now, for what that might be happening next year, we probably get a glimpse in time to find out what really happened back then if Game Freak decide to make a remake, but with a plot twist on that Gen 5 that might include some aspect of Scarlet and Violet. And Q previously said on his tweet that I quote, "One of these characters will hold the key to the lore also he's referring to the Scarlet and Violet lore when the player met the Paradox Pokemon through Sada and Turo, desire to finish the job he started 200 years ago to travel in time. So yeah, basically what they're saying here is that like if we potentially just do get a remake, at least there might be some sort of like plot twist or like a flashback or something like that showing the original dragon. I feel like I would much rather prefer to have a Legends Unova game where we can catch the original dragon. I wouldn't like to see it as a flashback because it'd be unobtainable. But if we got like a Legends Unova game, you would be able to capture it. Same thing if we got like a Paradox Unova or a Black and White 3. I'm assuming there'd be some sort of time travel element which would allow maybe like the evil person. If we did do Black and White 3, maybe whoever the evil person is would maybe have like some sort of time machine, go back, get the original dragon, bring it back to present day, and then we defeat them, and then that's how we obtain this third dragon, or like the original dragon. But either way, that's gonna be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment on your thoughts on everything we covered in today's video. What do you think about this rumor here? Would you like Black and White 2 remakes next year? Would you like Gen 10 in 2025? And also, would you like the Gen 10 region to be Africa? Let me know your thoughts on that. Also, do you think this is kind of any sort of hint to Generation 5 remakes? And then also, what are your thoughts on this theory here? But yeah, that's everything from me. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the bell for daily Pokemon content. And until next time, have a great day and peace.